The iPhone 17 Air is so thin that it actually makes Samsung's Galaxy S25 Edge, already a sleek device, look bulky. That's the headline. Apple has managed to shave its new phone down to just 5.5 millimeters compared to the S25 Edge's 5.8 millimeters. On paper, that doesn't sound like much, but in hand, that difference is enough to make the Galaxy feel ordinary. Apple has always played the design card hard, but this time, they might have pushed it to the absolute extreme. Now, why does this even matter? Because smartphone design has hit a point where everything looks premium, everything feels high-end, and the differences are shrinking. Thickness, however, is one of the last areas where manufacturers can still stand out. People notice it the moment they pick up a phone, and the iPhone 17 Air is Apple's play to capture that "wow, this feels impossibly thin" reaction. But the question is, at what cost? Here's the catch, and it's a big one. The iPhone 17 Air reportedly comes with just a 2,900 mAh battery. That's tiny by today's flagship standards, especially when you compare it to the Galaxy S25 Edge's 3,900 mAh pack. That's a full 1,000 mAh more, and anyone who's struggled with iPhone battery life in the past knows how important that number is. It doesn't matter how thin or gorgeous your phone is if it dies on you before the day's over. Apple is betting on software to fix that. iOS 26 is said to include advanced AI-powered battery management that will supposedly stretch that smaller cell further than expected, and sure, Apple has pulled off some impressive optimizations in the past, but software tricks can only go so far when you're working with less power to begin with. Meanwhile, Samsung already has real-world battery performance on its side. The S25 Edge outlasted expectations in testing, and next year's Galaxy S26 Edge is rumored to pack a massive 4,300 mAh battery while being just as slim as the iPhone 17 Air. So, what we're looking at here is a design-first phone versus a balanced one. The iPhone 17 Air is unapologetically built for people who care about form over function. If you want the thinnest flagship smartphone you can buy this year, Apple has your back. But if you're the kind of person who wants endurance, who wants a device that you don't have to nurse throughout the day, the Galaxy S25 Edge, and especially the S26 Edge coming next year, might be the smarter choice. There's also a bit of consumer psychology at play. The iPhone 17 Air makes the Galaxy S25 Edge look boring, but only because it's new. That half-millimeter difference in thickness doesn't change what the phone can actually do for you. Yet Apple knows that design sells. Plenty of people will walk into a store, hold the Air in their hand, and be sold instantly because of how ridiculously thin it feels. For them, battery anxiety is an afterthought, but let's be real, for most people, that battery capacity is a deal-breaker, and it puts buyers in a tough spot. Do you get the phone that feels revolutionary in design, knowing it may compromise daily usability? Or do you stick with something slightly thicker, but far more reliable in the long run? Personally, if I had to choose right now, I'd lean toward the Galaxy. Not because the iPhone 17 Air isn't impressive, it absolutely is, but because I value balance. I'd rather have a phone that lasts comfortably through the day than one that makes me admire its slimness every time I pull it out of my pocket. And with Samsung already planning to match Apple's thinness next year while keeping that larger battery, patience might actually pay off. Of course, that brings up the classic trap of waiting for the next big thing. There will always be a thinner, faster, longer-lasting phone around the corner. If you like what you see now and you're happy with the trade-offs, then go for it. The iPhone 17 Air is without a doubt the most striking slim flagship you'll be able to buy this year. Just know exactly what you're signing up for. Incredible design with compromised stamina. So in the end, the iPhone 17 Air isn't a bad phone. It's just a very specific one. It's Apple saying, this is for people who want the thinnest, sleekest smartphone possible. If that's you, you're going to love it. If not, well, the Galaxy S25 Edge and the even more promising S26 Edge will probably serve you better. And that's the real story here. Slimness sells, but substance still matters. Apple is betting that design alone will be enough to win you over. The question is, will you take that bet? What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section. See you in the next video. Take care.